everybody, I'm Sarah with the Beloit Public Library. Thanks for tuning in to another one of our mini music lesson videos. Today we're going to be talking about something very important in music, and that's notes. So what is a note? Well, notes are what indicates when you make a sound in music. And there's another important aspect of that, and that is rests. And rests are when there's silence. So you might think that music is all about sounds, but the silences are also just as important, or else it would just be kind of a jumbled mess of sound. So we're going to talk about some basic notes today and rests, and how long those last in music. So this note is a whole note, and it has a big hole in the middle, and it lasts for 4 beats. So you hold a whole note for a full 1, 2, 3, 4. If you cut a whole note in half, you get a half note. And as the name might suggest, it's half of a whole. So if a whole note is worth 4 beats, then a half note is worth 2. 1, 2. And if you cut a half note in half, you have a quarter note. This is a quarter note and it's worth 1 beat. If you cut a quarter note in half, you get an eighth note. And this is an example of 2 eighth notes grouped together. They each get a half a beat each. So together, this would be 1 and. So it would be 1 altogether. So, rests. Rests are just as important as the notes are. This is a quarter note rest, so that means you would be silent for 1 beat. This little guy who looks like a top hat is a half rest, and so that means you're quiet for 2 beats. And this upside down top hat is a whole rest, and that means that you're quiet for a full 4 beats. So included in your packet is a handy dandy little chart of the note and rest durations. So this will help you remember how long the notes and the rests last in music. And you also have a couple worksheets in your packet. We have Snowy Syllable Sort and Marshmallow Math. And I just would like to do a couple examples with you. Let's start with Marshmallow Math. If you look at number 1, we have a little cup of hot cocoa here with 3 marshmallows in it. And if you look at the first marshmallow, you'll see that that is a quarter note. So that's worth 1 beat. The second marshmallow has a half note on it, and that is worth 2 beats. The third marshmallow has another quarter note that's worth 1 beat. So that's 1 plus 2 plus 1, which equals 4. So number 1 is 4 beats total. So you can do the rest of those after the video and practice that. For the Snowy Syllable Sort, there are a bunch of words in this word box, and you have to decide where each word goes. So if we look at this one, next to the moose, there's a quarter note. So that would just be 1. Next to the tree, there's 2 quarter notes. 1, 2. And next to the house, there's a quarter note and 2 eighth notes. 1, 2, and. So for an example, why don't we use the word winter? Winter. Would that go here with the 1 beat? No. Would it go here with the 2 beats? Winter. Yes, it would. So you write winter in this box. And you can have fun with the rest of those words and figuring out how many syllables are in each word. And just to kind of illustrate this point a little bit more, I'll do a couple more examples. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We could write this with music by just doing Happy New Year. Just 4 quarter notes. Happy New Year. How about Frosty the Snowman? Frosty the snowman. Frosty the snowman. Or how about let's read a book? Let's read a book. Let's read a book. All right, so those are just a few examples, and you can do the rest of your worksheets after the video. All right, and now I'd like to read one of my favorite books with you. If it's snowy and you know it, clap your paws. If it's snowy and you know it, clap your paws. You can tumble on the tundra just because. If it's snowy and you know it, roll a snowball up and throw it. If it's snowy and you know it, clap your paws. If your fur is full of flurries, taste a flake. Skate around or make some angels on a lake. If your fur is full of flurries, you'll forget your winter worries. If your fur is full of flurries, taste a flake. If the skies are crisp and clearing, grab your skis. Give your tiny friends a ride behind your knees. If the skies are crisp and clearing, let a walrus do the steering. If the skies are crisp and clearing, grab your skis. If it's shimmery and sunny, sculpt a friend. If he topples, it's an easy job to mend. If it's shimmery and sunny, borrow glasses from the bunny. If it's shimmery and sunny, sculpt a friend. If it's frosty and you're freezing, build a fort, leaving room for all your buddies, tall or short. If it's frosty and you're freezing, add some curtains that are pleasing. If it's frosty and you're freezing, build a fort. If it's drafty and you're drifting, give a roar. Get some help from white belugas off the shore. If it's drafty and you're drifting, hail a whale for heavy lifting. If it's drafty and you're drifting, give a roar. If at last you're finally landing, blow a kiss. Make a promise that you'll write to friends you miss. If at last you're finally landing, leave the float you've been commanding. If at last you're finally landing, blow a kiss. If it's starry and you're starving, share a meal. There's enough for all from caribou to seal. If it's starry and you're starving, add a sparkly iceberg carving. If it's starry and you're starving, share a meal. If it's Arctic and you're aching, soak your toes. Hold a steamy cup of cocoa to your nose. If it's Arctic and you're aching, give your paws a gentle baking. If it's Arctic and you're aching, soak your toes. If it's wintry and you're weary, go inside. Paint a picture of the icy sports you've tried. If it's wintry and you're weary, read a book that's warm and cheery. If it's wintry and you're weary, go inside. If it's sleeting and you're sleepy, climb in bed. Tuck your tails and paws and fins beneath the spread. If it's sleeting and you're sleepy, snuggle up with something sheepy. There's a world of wild adventures in your head. Yay! Thank you. So thank you so much for joining me and watching this video today. I hope you have a great month, and I'll see you next month for our next round of Library Shorts videos, and make sure you check out the other ones as well. Have a great day, and I hope to see you at the library again soon. Bye!